Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Talking Cryptocurrency podcast. I'm your host, Jason Rigden. On this episode of the show, we are talking to Liam Kirby of Playchip. They are creating a universal gaming token. But before we jump into the interview, I've got this quick message. I really hope you like this show. I put a lot of work into it. If you do like it, would you please consider doing something for me? Give me a review on Apple Podcasts. Now, if you're a hardcore podcast listener, you are probably sick of hearing this. Every show begs for reviews, and it's a little annoying. But it does make a big difference. Those reviews help people decide to subscribe. They help guests choose which shows to go on. Those ratings and reviews for the shows are a direct way you can help this show grow. So, if you like this show and you want more, please help me. Take the time and give the show a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, or whatever they're calling it now. Hello, on this episode, I'm here with Liam Kirby of Playchip. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you, Jason. It's a pleasure to be here.
So could you tell me a little bit about the problem that Playchip is trying to solve?
Okay, so we're an Australian company, and the main thing we've noticed in terms of global sports betting and fantasy sports is, like I said before, it's becoming very global, and we needed a basic payment and reward system for our user base, which was growing in several countries. We now have over 1 million users in 70 different countries. So it was important for us to have a payment solution for them. But actually, when we started learning about the benefits of blockchain, we realized that this went far beyond a simple payment solution, and that we'd be able to move into the space of provably fair gaming, where we could post the results of the transactions within our ecosystem to our own public database and then to the Ethereum blockchain as well. So rather than just having a payment and reward system where players can access their winnings immediately rather than having to wait up to a week when you go through the bank, but also they'll be able to see a full record of their own history, other users' data against the house as well, although obviously that would be anonymous information unless we were required to be audited. But yeah, basically the overall transparency of not only providing instant payments, but also provably fair betting infrastructure.
And so what kind of games are we talking about?
So within our ecosystem, we have 2 different fantasy sports platforms. We're bringing in an esports platform, and also we have a number of platforms that offer sports betting and sports racing betting options, and we'll be looking to introduce casino games in also.
And was Playchip a project of another company?
It was. So we actually have Playchip in operation at the moment on our main parent company website, which is PlayUp. So PlayUp is fantasy sports. So basically it's free to play. You can win Playchips, and Playchips previously were redeemable via an online store we had. So you could redeem them for vouchers with MasterCard, Amazon, affiliates like that. Whereas now, obviously, you'll be able to convert them to other cryptocurrencies or even fiat money as well.
Okay, so is this a website or more of an app?
It's both. Playup.com is the website, but it's also available via app. And it's had thousands and thousands of downloads around the world. I think PlayUp's current user count is around the 450,000 mark. So it's a very heavily trafficked website. I believe in April we were the 11th most trafficked sports website in India, which is a mad sporting nation. So yeah, we have a lot of global exposure with PlayUp.
So it sounds like you've solved this problem of gaming payments through blockchain technology.
Well, we're trying to. Yeah, we're still in our pre-sale at the moment. But ultimately, our vision is to become the universal gaming token. And that's exactly what we want to be. We want to be a single token for use across multiple gaming websites, platforms, and ecosystems, rather than just siloed to our own. We're really looking to partner with all sorts of reputable online gaming companies that are looking for a transparent and efficient payment solution system for their user base.
So I'm here in the U.S. and we're very uptight about sports betting and all this stuff. Is it more?
Yeah.
Is it more loose or more acceptable in other places like Australia?
Well, Australia, there is a massive sporting culture here. So yeah, it is legal here in Australia, and I believe across many parts of Europe as well. In the States, it's interesting. There's been a recent decision from the federal government to overturn the PASPA bill, which now allows states to legislate on sports betting locally, which I believe a number of states are beginning to do. Obviously, with America, it's very much up to the cooperation with the sporting bodies themselves. I understand that some of the leagues are in favor of sports betting, others not so much. So it's very much a collaborative process. Our point of view is we comply fully. We're an existing licensed business, so we comply fully with all the areas in which we're allowed to operate. So we do have one American partner, which is 123bet.com, and they are licensed in, I believe it's North Dakota. So, and then they have offerings in the states that have legal sports betting, which I believe are New Jersey, Delaware, and a couple of others are legislating on it at the moment. But fantasy sports is deemed to be a game of skill rather than a game of chance, and is legal in America.
Yeah, it's a huge industry, sports betting. In some areas, like where I am, I'm in Washington State, so we really don't have anything.
Right. Are you in Seattle?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. I love Seattle. I've been there before.
So what have been some of the challenges of trying to solve this problem?
So, I mean, I think the chief challenge at the moment is delivering this solution as broadly as we can while making sure that we remain compliant with every governing body in which we operate, because obviously there's two sets of legislation that we need to be wary of here. It's emerging crypto legislation, which obviously is a very new field, and a lot of countries are sort of finding their feet with it, and also with the online gambling and gaming aspect as well. So we've actually had to develop quite a complex technical solution that tracks every single token, the metadata within each token. So we know not only is the user of that token allowed to use it for the platform in which they want to use it, but also how they came in possession of that token, because obviously some of our tokens can be won in free challenges like fantasy sports, and then the laws regarding tokens that you can use that you have earned rather than tokens you have purchased vary from, I think, even state to state in the States. So from our point of view, because we're an existing business, it's absolutely paramount to us that we are compliant with all the jurisdictions in which we operate. And we really do believe, from a crypto perspective as well, that full compliance and transparency with regulatory bodies is the main way to achieve higher adoption levels in crypto also.
Yeah, I imagine that compliance is just daunting.
Yeah, but everyone's in the same boat here. Not just token sales and users of cryptocurrencies, but also regulatory bodies. We're all trying to find this happy medium where this fantastic new technology can thrive and be appreciated and used by everyone.
And in what countries are you available right now?
So we actually have users in 70 different countries. So we're very scattered around the world, but I'd say our four biggest user countries are obviously Australia, where we're located, the United States, the United Kingdom, and India as well. So we have a lot more users popping up across Europe, Canada, and also throughout Asia as well.
Yeah, I imagine if we can liberalize the United States to be more accepting of sports betting. So that would be just a gigantic market entering the scene. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Jason, I would envision that happening in the States quite soon. Now that their federal government has decriminalized, sorry, not decriminalized, allowed local states to enact their own legislation. I imagine that there will be, not across every state, because there are some states that have made it clear they don't want that in their state, and that's fine. There's plenty of states in America. But yeah, I'd say given the interest in it, and the growth of it in other sectors throughout the globe, I'd say there's a good chance there will be an uplift in sports betting in the United States.
So what are some of your plans for the future going forward?
So I'd say we're a little bit different to a lot of token sales, and the supporters of our projects are different as well. Like I said, we're not your normal, token sale where we have an idea and we try and raise a heap of money to deliver it to the public. We are an existing online gaming ecosystem, so we really are sort of working backwards, if you will. So our business infrastructure does not depend on this token, and we're not obsessed with the idea of creating a token that's going to list for 1 cent in December and then be $1 by June. We see a lot of people really speculating on price. The focus for us is the utility value of our token. Our token will feature in 7 different platforms. We're hoping to announce a couple more by the end of the year. And then throughout 2019, our focus is going to be more on growing our user base and the ecosystem itself, adding more platforms, increasing our user count, because we feel that with genuine use cases and genuine demand for the token, that is ultimately what will see the Playchip become the universal gaming token and see us have success, rather than trying to focus on generating a lot of money and trying to get a hyperinflated coin. We've seen so many projects fall victim to speculation in the crypto world, purely because although they had a fantastic project, a fantastic team, and a fantastic idea, they just don't have the business nous or the genuine utility value where the token can slot in and immediately be used. And that's very important to us.
How have your existing customers reacted to this new project?
We've gained a lot of interest and a lot of support from our existing customer base. But of course, there are plenty of our existing users who don't know anything about cryptocurrency or blockchain, aren't really interested. It seems a bit daunting. I mean, I'm sure you remember what it was like for yourself when you first came into this space. It's blockchain and crypto can be a bit difficult to wrap your head around. So there are some people who aren't as enthused. So in that interest, we will continue to have cash betting options on a few of our platforms, just to help handle that transition. But I'd say the new interest that we've gained from outside people has been overwhelming thus far. There are a lot of gaming ICOs out there, a lot of gaming tokens, but we have gathered huge interest, and I think it's because of the usability factor and the genuine use case factor of our token.
And you already pretty much have users waiting to use the token. They're already your customers.
Yeah, so that's something that's quite rare in the world of ICOs as well. There's not many that can boast they have a million people waiting to use their token. So that's another point for us. Rather than focusing on a big crowd sale, we really want to make the Playchip as accessible as possible to our existing user base, and we feel that once we have a successful project in that regard, ensuing support and followers after that won't be hard to attract.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of a cliche in the ICO space of, if you build it, they will come, whereas you've already got them there. You just need to build something.
Exactly, exactly. We're very much a reverse ICO in that respect.
Well, it sounds like a really interesting project. Is there anything that I should have asked you that maybe I missed?
So, I mean, just to touch a little more on what we were discussing in terms of making it more accessible, I think the main thing we're introducing is our Play Wallet and Play Exchange. So we're going to have an integrated wallet and exchange that will be able to be used across all of our platforms. Now, the wallet is particularly significant for us because not only is it going to be where you store your tokens, but also all KYC and payment details will be done via the Play Wallet. So once you get KYC'd to receive your play chips, you are automatically KYC'd across all of the platforms within the ecosystem and on our native exchange as well. So the wallet will... So although you have your tokens, the wallet will verify you, and then you can enter every single platform without having to create an account, without having to go through all those details again, because all your information is verified by your wallet. Now, we'll look down the line at adding perhaps some biometrics or 2FA, whatever security protocols are recommended, to just ensure ease of use in that regard. Now, secondly, the wallet will also have a direct conversion functionality within it. So you will be able to convert your play chips for Ethereum or Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, or down the line as well, fiat, direct conversions to fiat, which, is just such a difference to the current gaming market where you make a bet, you win, you process the winning with the site, and then they send it to the bank, and then the bank has to clear it, and then 3, 4, 5 days later you get your money. As we know now with blockchain, you can get your money in a couple of minutes time, or however many hashes will require for verification. So that I think will be a massive driver in making crypto accessible to our current user base and new users of crypto as well. Who'll go, right, okay, well, I don't really understand this play chip thing, but I can convert it straight away to real money. Okay, cool. And then from there, it's a gentle initiation until the fact that people are preferring to use their play chips across the entire gaming ecosystem.
Yes, because a number of your customers, this may be the very first time they've been encountering any cryptocurrency at all.
Oh, I'd say quite a large amount of them, for sure. I read somewhere the other day, it's still, I think it's 1.5% of the population has ever owned cryptocurrency, and less than 50% have even heard of it.
Yeah, I think exposing the new users to cryptocurrency is actually giving them a reason to use it. I worry a little bit about all these currencies that people are kind of holding just as investments, whereas yours is actually being used for something.
Yeah, exactly. And I do hear you on that too. I have seen a number of tokens in the market where you can read the white paper and read the website and, go through their social pages. And at the end of it, it's still not 100% clear what the token is going to be used for. And I think that's something that really does work in our benefit, because we're not really doing anything very complicated here. We're simply implementing a global payment solution that can provide instant payments for anyone across the world, located anywhere across the world, and adding a few cool tricks within our wallet and gaming platforms as well to make the process more fluid and accessible.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Jason.
Thanks, Liam, for coming on the show. If you want to learn more about Playchip, check the show notes. You've been listening to Talking Cryptocurrency Podcast. My name is Jason Rigden, and I have been your host. Thanks for listening to the show. If you liked it, would you please consider giving us a rating and review on iTunes? I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day.